As has been explained before, the intonation at the beginning of our meditation, may all beings be happy, peaceful and blissful, is to bring the three levels of existence together. The three levels of existence. The nitty-gritty cause and effect, street smarts level. The level of dreams and imaginings and intuition, or the spirit level. And the level of interrelatedness, or oneness, which puts us into a state which is called Satchitananda, or existence, knowledge and bliss. But along with bringing the levels of existence together, to put it in Taoist terms, we have to also bring together heaven and earth, the earthly level. Take all perceptions from the sensual, the aesthetic and the transcendent levels of mind, and bring them to the subtle level of mind, body, speech and mind. The body of appearances, the speech of vibrations, and the mind of awareness, where they will flow down the columns at the side of our spine and rise up the central column to emerge as our thoughts and our deeds. The heavenly level. In Brindaban, there was a temple, and in that temple there was a statue of the god Krishna, wearing a diamond at his head. So because of the great value of this diamond, it was necessary for there to be a watchman in attendance day and night. In the daytime it was the temple priest, but in the night time a night watchman would come into the inner chamber where the statue of Krishna stood, and to keep himself awake each night he would sing sacred songs to the god Krishna, the sacred bhajans they're called. But it so happened that one night the temple priest was out wandering and happened to pass the temple and heard the sound of the watchman's bhajans. And he was horrified because the bhajans were sung off key. He was obviously tone deaf, and because the priest himself was an accomplished musician and singer, he immediately went into the inner chamber of the temple and said, "Stop that dreadful noise! You're hurting the ears of Krishna." And the poor watchman was absolutely abashed. He was ashamed because the priest said to him, get out now and don't come back." So of course, after the watchman had left with tears flowing down his face, the priest was left there thinking to himself, well, now I've sent him away and there's no watchman, I'll have to keep watch myself. But after the watchman had gone and the priest took over the watch, he decided that he would sing to the god Krishna. And so he did. But as he was singing in melodious tones, terms as he knew how to do. Of course, the call of nature came upon him and he had to go out to the outhouse, so he very carefully locked the inner sanctum to do so. But as he was approaching to come back to take up his watch again, he heard the sound of heavy treading. And he thought to himself, what's happened while I've been gone? Has some thief come in to the temple? And trod the heavy foot, underfoot. But when he opened the door of the inner sanctum, to his very great surprise, he saw the statue of Krishna pacing up and down the inner sanctum, pacing, and the priest was overwhelmed. Oh, it must have been my wonderful singing that brought him down from his pedestal. But when he was bowing and prostrating before the God Krishna said, "Where is he? Where is my watchman who sang me to sleep every night? Where is he? I can't go to sleep without his lullabies." But the priest said, "No, he can't sing even in tune. His song is so off tune, and I've been singing in tune." And the Krishna dismissed him. "I've heard all those bhajans before in all those realms. I can sing better than you. Where is he? Where is my watchman?" So of course the priest realized what had happened. So he hastened to the house of the watchman, and being himself very ashamed, he said, Krishna is calling for you to come." And now the tears that were flowing down the watchman's face turned from tears of great sadness to tears of great joy. And as they hastened back to the inner sanctum of the temple, and the watchman seated himself in his usual position and began to sing the bhajans, the sacred songs, to his beloved Krishna, the priest, standing by, suddenly began to hear. It was like he'd been looking in a pond and just looking at the surface, and now he could see deep into it, because behind the sounds coming from the watchman was something that the priest had never ever experienced before, and tears began to flow from his eyes, recognizing what it was that was there, giving honor, devotion, love to his perceived, chosen ideal, the God Krishna. Why can it be said that this story is presented as what it is that represents heaven, when we look at the need, the necessity, not only to bring the levels of existence together, but heaven and earth? What is it about this story that we could say represents heaven for us? We know what we have to do on the earthly level to bring the three dimensions of existence together. Take all perceptions from our mind and bring them to the subtle level of the mind. But heaven, what does this story mean? Bringing forth a representation of what heaven might